Hey everyone, it's Norm here from IMCARS, and in front of me I have a Campagna T-REX RR and a Vanderhall Carmel GT. Now these are both three-wheel vehicles that on the surface to most people you may think are the same or even very similar, but I would argue that these two things could not be more different. So in this video, I'm actually going to walk you through some of the major differences of these two, as well as take them both for a drive and give you my kind of comprehensive review on which one I would buy and maybe which one you should buy. So let's get the process started. I'm going to walk you through some of the similarities, some of the differences, and then we'll take these both for a drive. So starting with the big question is pricing. And these, we're talking in Canadian dollars here, are actually very similar priced. This thing is around $69,900. And this thing is also around $69,900. So in terms of pricing, there's basically no difference. There is a few little options that could maybe get the Vanderhall a little bit cheaper. But for argument's sake, let's just call that these are the same priced vehicles. So talking about the powertrain in these, the Vanderhall is powered by a turbocharged 1.4 liter. It's actually a GM Ecotec engine that produces just a touch under 200 horsepower. And the T-REX RR is powered by the Kawasaki ZX 1400cc engine. And this particular one produces same sort of power numbers. It's like 200 horsepower and about 240 torque. And let me tell you, this thing being naturally aspirated, it just drives totally differently than the Vanderhall. And you can see fully exposed suspension in both. So you really get quite a feeling of the road through all conditions. The Campagna here, you can see it has adjustable shocks, and I believe the Vanderhall does not. Yeah, Vanderhall is a fixed suspension, and the T-REX does give you a little bit of adjustability for a firmer or softer ride. So one of the big comparisons is interior comfort level, and I'm just going to show you, this is getting inside of the Vanderhall. So it's got a proper door that opens, and you can actually just kind of take a one step in, close the door, and you know, you can see there's actually, I'm not going to say a lot of room, but it's not as if like there's zero room in this thing. You know, you could put a small, you know, there's even a cup holder, but you could put a small bag there, small bag in the back there, and drive it with, let's call it, some practicality, versus the T-REX RR. So let's get out of the Vanderhall and show you the process of getting into that. So naturally there's no doors on it, and your only form of storage is these saddle bags, which are removable and openable, but it's locked. So I can't show you that. And in terms of storage, well, you could put some stuff in your passenger footwell, but if it's windy and you're driving fast, it's not gonna hold on. So getting into the Campagna, you're gonna start by actually removing this quick release steering wheel, which is done like so. I really should have used two hands there. And we'll just put that up there. Now without doing that, it's basically impossible to get in, because you're gonna see here, it's quite challenging anyways. So, excuse me, and now you gotta really swing that leg in, and once you clip this steering wheel back on, you can now see the amount of room that you have, which is none. There's no storage room, you know, maybe a piece of paper there, but it will just come flying out. And obviously nothing behind you, no storage space at all. So it is very tight. And hey, that's not to say that you don't like the T-REX more so than the Vanderhall, but really they're appealing to two very different buyers with two very different uses. So with those little bit of walkthroughs through the way of the interior and some of the powertrain specs, let's pull both these out and take them for a drive, starting with the Vanderhall Carmel, which I've yet to drive yet, and then we will finish up with the T-REX RR. And then at the very end of both my drives, I'll give you guys my thoughts on what I would buy. first impressions. So these actually are sold with a full roof that is removable. So I'll actually show you those on one of the other ones that they have here at the dealership. But I think, at least initially, I quite enjoy the open air, full open air, much more than having the roof on. But with that said, there is a downside. You know, you've got no windows, no door, no roof, so you can't just take it with you and bolt it on if you starts raining or whatever. So not sure Calgary's the best climate for this, but on a day like today, I wouldn't be scared of driving without the roof on. All right, let's see how the acceleration is in the Vanderhall here. It's pretty good. It's not bad. So just walking you through some of the display here on the Vanderhall, you've got your fuel gauge, your speedometer with your odometer, your tachometer and water. And then this is a cool gauge here for your what gear you're in. So as you go through the gears, I'll just show you here. So you can see it's in park right now. And if you go to reverse, it goes to reverse, neutral. And then these actually move through the gears as you accelerate. Here you've got your pressure gauge, your start-stop button. This does have Bluetooth audio, so you can turn that on or off here. Cruise control, traction control. These are your hazard lights. Down here you've got your gear shift, park, reverse, drive, and neutral. Now this one, just being the regular GT, not the GTS, doesn't have the paddle shifters, but if you get the GTS, you can put this into a manual mode. And here it does actually have heated seats, which is kind of nice if you're driving this on a little bit of a cooler day and you want to have some heat. Pretty nice. So let's carry on with our drive here. So another thing that I immediately noticed about the Vanderhall that personally I think is a good thing is it's extremely easy to drive. It's not intimidating at all like a T-Rex is. This has power steering, which the T-Rex doesn't. The automatic, which again just makes the whole thing much easier to drive, easier to control, and you have a much higher seating position, so it feels more like a car, more natural, and you can kind of just get in it and drive. Whereas the T-Rex, you're constantly figuring stuff out in terms of shifting and just how everything looks. So extremely easy to drive. It's not intimidating at all. And I feel like that, at least for something like this, is probably why you're buying it over a T-Rex. So I think it's quite a good thing in this case. Never been in one before at all?
This is the first time.
So I've driven the gray one before, but not this one. The gray one's super sketchy. The clutch is like super hard.
Yeah.
This one's actually like really smooth. And then this one's like 200 pounds lighter than that, believe it or not.
Oh shit, really?
So this thing only weighs 998 pounds.
Damn.
It's like super light. And then it's got 200 horsepower.
Jesus.
And then the other one has no traction control. So it's like super sketchy.
Yeah.
This one at least has traction control, so like you can't fully light it up.
Yeah.
Nice Lambo over there. Yeah, the other one was like way sketchier. When you punch it like that, it would just light up and you were like terrified. And it's so hot out.
Yeah, I actually don't mind it. This thing, compared to the Vanderhall, it's a little bit more sporty, right? Like.
Yeah, so the Vanderhall I just drove today, and it's like, it's cool, but yeah, it's nothing like this. It's way more like cruiser.
Yeah.
This is like if you want to actually like kind of have fun, you can have fun.
This one's a little bit less rattly too, right? Like.
So
That's
it's like,
a little crazy.
I mean, it's weird driving it to a bike engine because you're like going to 10,000.
What did you take it to there?
It was like 10,000 RPM, but I didn't look at the speed. I think it was only like 100.
Yeah, that's crazy though. 10K and this thing feels crazy. Yeah.
So they actually sell a full windshield for these?
Yeah, that's probably what I would buy.
I would want it too, yeah. But at least this one has this little, because the other one doesn't even have any.
Oh, it doesn't have anything? Holy crap.
Like this feels very controlled.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta say, it's got some good torque for sure. Like,
yeah, totally different than that Vanderhall.
oh yeah. Because Vanderhall is still decently fast, but this thing's like a whole nother kind of quick.
And this one, no power steering either. So
yeah, so
Vanderhall
super
just has,
stiff.
like, power steering. Would you take this over Vanderhall?
Yeah. Oh yeah. For around the same price,
Yeah.
for sure.
And now that I've driven the Campagna T-REX RR here on the left and this Vanderhall Carmel GT on the right, I'm going to give my thoughts on which one I enjoyed more as well as which one I would buy. So first of all, I want to say I was actually pleasantly surprised with how the Vanderhall drove. I kind of was expecting it to be, let's just say, lame, boring, not that fun, and I found the total opposite. Now the T-REX, I'd actually driven one of these before, so I kind of knew a little bit about what I was getting into, and it was exactly like I expected. Fun, fast, tons of power, and the RR is much easier to drive than the 16 SP that's seen down there. So with that, you know, which one would I buy? And the answer is neither. I would not buy either of these because they're so unpractical. I don't find them like that exhilarating. I'd rather buy an exotic car myself. For, you know, 70 grand, I'd rather buy like a Lotus Elise or maybe find something like that. But let me answer the question of which one, if I had to buy one, which would I buy? And that is the T-REX RR. And that is simply a couple things. I think it's way more exotic looking. If you look at the two of them, it's sleeker, it's sportier, it is faster. I think it's way more exotic. And I'm also in a position where I'm a little bit more nimble, so I don't mind getting in this thing and being in a very tight cockpit. You know, if you're a little bit older, or even if you're a little bit maybe heavier set, this is just not going to be comfortable for you. And this is more of a GT cruiser style. You know, maybe, like I said, easier to get in as a passenger too. And you've got a little bit more just usability and space in general. So, you know, I'm going to think that if you're, like I said, maybe a little bit older, you want a little bit softer ride, a little bit more drivable, being, you know, just a conventional automatic transmission relative to this being a bike transmission in the Campagna, I think you're probably going to want to, you know, aid to one side pretty clearly. But that's not to say if you're older, you wouldn't prefer the T-REX. But that's just my opinion and what I would buy. So with that review out of the way and comparison video, I really do hope you guys enjoyed it. I have some other videos on the T-REX RR which you should check out. They're linked in the description below, as well as a little bit more comprehensive review on the Vanderhall. And with that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. And as always, we'll catch you guys on the next one. All right, if you enjoyed this video, if you could do me a huge favor, click the like button down below. Check out some of our other videos on the channel and be sure to subscribe. It literally takes 1 second and it helps our channel outgrow immensely. I actually like that one the best. The final one's the best.